Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. In this episode, Margo is here to talk about the Purge election year. What year is this movie set? Would the country really allow murder tourists? And does this movie expect us to believe this is the end of the Purge? If you'd like to follow us on any of our social medias, the links are in the description. Next week on the podcast is Saw 2. But until then, a movie that might have you bedazzling your firearms. The Purge election year. Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. I'm your host, Elazar, joined again by co-host Margo. Margo, how's it going?
Hello.
Today we're covering the Purge election year. Came out in 2016. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, and just like the first two, is written and directed by James DeMonaco. It again stars Frank Grillo as Leo Barnes. He's also been in...
He had a name in the last movie, right? It was just like...
Yeah, in the special features, they call him Leo.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's true.
And I think the actors must have known his backstory, but they didn't tell the audience. Although in the special features here, they act like we knew at the end of part 2.
Yeah.
Because he's a Secret Service agent here. And they're like, so at the end of part 2, we found out he was a Secret Service agent. And I'm like, did we?
We did?
That's what they think. And I'm like, no, we didn't. We just knew he was a cop of some kind. We knew he's a sergeant.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot more sense, though, because remember, I kept commenting, why does he have like these SWAT skills?
Right.
Why
like
these
a badass.
Like, yeah, exactly.
It also stars Elizabeth Mitchell as Senator Charlie Rowan, who I know from Lost, but she was also in Frequency and the Santa Claus 2.
Oh, yeah, she was too.
She's the wife, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But I knew her the most from Lost as well.
And I'm sure I'm going to say his name wrong, but McKinley Williamson as Joe Dixon, who was in The Final Destination, but is most famous for Forrest Gump, where he plays Bubba.
I did not recognize it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid, I don't think.
Right. And while there's obviously a lot more people in it, we do get to bring back Dante Bishop, which is where we finally really know his name. 3 movies in. He's not the stranger. He's Dante Bishop. And he's played by Edwin Hodge, who I still love from As Above, So Below. The movie starts with the song 20th Century Boy by Carbellion. And then the music switches to We Got the Funk. As a person in the mask who's doing a weird voice has a family hostage, and he wants to play a game on Purge night called Mommy's Choice.
It definitely seemed to me that they had a voiceover do that. Like they just had them fill them scene, and then later they found somebody to do the voice of the guy. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. It just doesn't match. It seems weird.
Yeah.
It seemed out of place. I don't know. They were just trying to go for some weird, trippy opening.
It's like really creepy. Yeah. They're just trying to make it creepy. Yeah.
And then so this game, Mama's Choice, where mom will get to decide who's going to survive this year's Purge. Then we get a card that says 18 years later, 2 days before the annual Purge. And this boggles my mind because I want to go over the timeline of the whole Purge series. Mm-hmm. The first Purge, which is the 4th movie, which we haven't covered yet, and maybe we will one day, takes place in 2017 and is technically year 0 of the Purge.
All right.
The first movie, The Purge, takes place in 2022, and the sequel, Anarchy, takes place in 2023. So if the original first annual Purge is 2018, which we never see, then 2022 is the 5th one? Or is the 6th one?
Oh, yeah. Let's just say, wait. You said 2017 was the first Purge?
Purge 0. So the first annual Purge was 2018.
Oh, okay. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Yeah. So the fifth Purge.
6th Purge.
6th Purge. Yeah.
Yeah.
6th
right.
Purge.
I messed it up. Right. So the original movie was the 6th Purge.
Right.
And we joked about how they were like, oh, it's no big deal. We do this every year.
Oh, yeah. And then the next one was the 7th.
Right, exactly. So this takes place 17 years after the events of the last movie we watched.
It does?
Right. Like it doesn't work for me at all. Because we have characters that look exactly like they did in the last movie. We got Leo Barnes.
Why do you think that?
Because it says 18 years later.
That could have been like the first Purge or whatever.
Okay, sure. But the official timeline that if you go Wikipedia it.
Okay, wait.
The Purge election year takes place in the year 2040.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. The TV show took place between the years 2027 and 2031, which we didn't cover and we're not going to.
Yeah, what's his name? Leo or whatever. He aged like fine wine.
So did Dante, though.
Oh, you're right.
Because they make it seem like Carmelo is just aged out of the job.
He's just old because he just died.
He's old. It's been so many years. He's not
years.
up for the fight anymore. But Dante
died, but he's like retired. Yeah.
Right. But Dante's still up for the fight. But he looks really good for his age.
We don't know how old he was. Maybe he was 18. Maybe he looked really old for his age then. And now he looks his age. He's one of those people who just look old forever.
So, and then slight spoiler alert, the Forever Purge takes place in the year 2048.
So that is a spoiler. Because according to this movie, the Purge is over at the end of the movie.
The Purge is over.
So
yeah. Sure. Well, maybe it's just them sipping Mai Tais. Who knows? I don't want to ruin it for you. The news comes on to show that people are rioting after reports came out claiming that the new founding fathers of America have been using the Purge to further their own economic agenda, which is something we've known. At least in the last movie, they talked about a lot.
Yeah, but I guess Dante's organization has been
publicly saying it.
Yeah, because remember the last movie, they're just doing like YouTube videos and stuff, but now they're more mainstream, perhaps, and they're getting on the news and stuff.
They got better funding.
Yeah.
We cut to a statement by Purge detractor Dante Bishop. He speaks about how we already know that the NFFA has been using the Purge to decrease the poor population, which keeps the government spending down. The report goes on to say that all this upset might have an effect on the upcoming presidential election. Establishment NFFA candidate Minister Edwidge Owens has been losing ground to wildcard independent candidate Senator Charlie Rowan. We find out that she is the one that survived the Mommy's Choice game at the start of the movie, and somehow the news has clips of that event. Like maybe they used AI to make it happen.
Maybe it's just staged. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. And that this event motivated her to run for office so that she could end the annual Purge. The news says that this is the biggest threat to the NFFA since they first took office 25 years ago, which means this is the 24th annual Purge. We cut to a boardroom of NFFA members watching the news. They're calling her some bad names I definitely don't want to say here on this show.
Say that there was some Nazi cursing in this movie, real hard cursing for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, in this case, they have to show that these people are like
evil
or just bad people, whatever. But but even like when we get to the quote unquote good guys, they're just cursing up the storm for no reason. Like, I'm not just saying like throwing F-bombs every once in a while. No, they're like crazy cursing. I was like, yikes, I don't know why this is going on, but whatever.
They talk about their plans and how they're going to fix their problems, quote unquote, and they say they're going to use the Purge to do it. I'm like, oh no, shocker.
Yeah, like you're going to try something new? Use the Purge.
We cut to a public debate. The minister says he will be attending the yearly Purge Mass because he believes in it. The senator says that they kill people at that Mass and ask if murder has become their new religion. The minister replies that celebrating the thing that saved this country from economic ruin, and she claims there are other ways, although she doesn't get into details about it.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure there are, but I mean, you could just raise taxes. There's another way. Tax the rich!
There you go.
The rich!
While they debate, we get some hero sounding music as Leo Barnes, ex-sergeant, now head bodyguard for the senator, works backstage. She brings in a point that low-income people are being killed during the Purge, and money generated by the Purge goes into line the pockets of the NFFA. One of Leo's men says she's doing a good job, and we see a lot of people standing up and cheering for what she just said. The senator goes into the crowd to talk directly to the people, and Leo has to send out his men, though he's not happy about it.
He says something creepy, which is he says something like, we got to put a leash on her. It's like, I don't, that's a creepy thing to say, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it, but there's definitely, I feel like the characters are a little one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Sometimes where
Yeah, I
Leo's
agree.
so protective that he doesn't care who he offends if it's in the line of protecting her.
Yeah,
And
I agree. But this is like that's just
yeah,
a line. I was just like, put a leash on her. I don't know. That sounds like sexist and like creepy. I don't like it. I know what he
I think
meant. He meant like don't let her just go into the crowd without any protection and like go off book and
yeah,
all that stuff. But
it's definitely a line I've heard before,
yeah,
but I
but not
can't
in a
think of
good
where.
way, right?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
right. He talks to Chief Cooper. Chief Cooper is played by Ethan Phillips, who I best know from Neelix on Star Trek Voyager. Then we cut to shop owner Joe Dixon. He comments on her body parts, the size of her, shape of her body, but then
Mhm.
says that she has big balls.
We're in the deli now.
The deli, right?
About the I want to make an interesting, well, it's not interesting, just something I thought. Elizabeth Mitchell kind of looks like a modern day Republican, like how a lot of the Republican women who are like they're all these like blonde straight haired women or like
Okay.
artificially like wavy hair. Like I don't know, I just thought that was funny. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I was just like, huh, if I
Like it
saw
didn't
her
fit the
today.
role. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just seek today you would have made her a brunette. I don't know. I don't know. I know
That's
that's a weird
funny.
observation to make, but it really like I was like, she 100% looks like should be a Republican. But anyway.
That's funny. Joe seems to admire her drive, but he can't believe that she would actually win the election. Laney
Oh, by the
Rucker.
way, do you want me to say the line was she has small tits but big balls?
There you
You're
go.
welcome.
Right.
So you don't have to feel like you're being sleazy by saying that.
Thanks, Margo.
You're
I like
welcome.
this. Laney Rucker, who's sitting at the table, says that all politicians are the same and that they all just lie to everybody. She's
Mhm.
played by Betty Gabriel, who is best known for Get Out, Upgrade,
Yeah.
and Unfriended Dark Web. Marcus, who works for Joe, jumps in to the senator's defense, saying that he believes she's the real deal and she's going to win. Joe warns Marcus that hope can be dangerous, and then they ask for input from the older gentleman, who they call Irish Ike, but he's saying he doesn't care about what they're talking about. He only cares about two things. One of them is waffles.
I'm not gonna
Another,
say it.
right?
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
think you
say
would.
this one. I'm not gonna say it. He cares about being intimate with women.
There you go. Okay.
Waffles and being intimate with a woman.
That's what it was.
And the loving embrace of a woman. That's exactly what he said. That's the quote.
Okay. I had written certain part of female anatomy.
Her heart,
That's it.
her bosom.
Right behind that left breast. All right. So we cut to March 20th, one day before the annual purge. At the senator's office, Chief Cooper is watching the news where the NFFA members are saying they've heard what people are saying and the purge only benefits the rich. They claim that was never their intent. And now to prove how they're not trying to use the system, they're going to now make sure that no one is exempt
Right.
for the purge. I'm like, oh, how convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Which now means that Senator Charlie Rowan can now legally be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Leo is securing the senator's house, where she has her office in her own house.
Yeah, he wants her to go to like a safe house and she's refusing. She's like, I can't do that while my constituents are at home or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't change the system if you don't live long enough to do it. Because this is where I'm talking about. She seems a little one-sided.
I just don't
as well.
understand this thought process on her part. Because do you think her supporters would be like, I'm not voting for now that she didn't risk her life for the purge? She's trying to end the purge.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, she doesn't want to risk her life and she doesn't want to risk anyone's life.
So it's raining and Laney's walking out and we get a jump scare. There's a guy that's dressed in a clown suit, jumps out to scare her. She's not bothered in the slightest, but he's saying that, masks are half off. She pushes him a little out of the way and she walks off and he yells, the purge is Halloween for adults. But I would argue that Halloween is Halloween for adults.
I literally wrote, the purge is Halloween for adults. No, that's just Halloween.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. That Channel 13 News is reporting that hordes of people are arriving from Spain, Denmark, South Africa, and are being called murder tourists as they are there for one reason, to purge.
Yeah, to me, if you didn't just, I think that this should not, this doesn't fit the, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't even in this scenario, I don't think they would be letting in people from other countries to kill Americans. Do you?
Right.
Maybe.
No, well, I mean, I guess they could say,
especially
that,
like in one scene, it's like Russians letting like a big foreign power, like a group of them into the country for the express purpose of murdering Americans.
the only
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like something they would let happen, even in this crazy scenario.
They wouldn't be able to spin it. I could see how they would try to line their pockets with the money that they're coming in and helping the economy by spending money here.
Oh,
but
yeah, I guess.
But I don't think they could be able to convince the American people that letting people come in to kill people is an okay thing to do.
Yeah.
So I
think they want to purge, go purge in your own country.
Right. And so then we zoom out of the TV to find out that this report is on the TV at Joe's Deli. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like a deli. It seems like a corner store.
It's a convenience store. Yeah, you're right. I just literally, it wasn't correct to you. Literally, I was confused.
But but you're right. In the movie, they call it a deli.
Oh yeah, they do. Well,
which is
half
why
deli, half.
It's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So then I thought this was funny. Then we see two girls wearing schoolgirl uniform outfits. And I said, hey, Margo, the schoolgirl uniform outfit's back from the first movie. One of the girls is named Kimmy. She grabs a fly swatter and spanks the other one with it. And I was like, wait, did I turn on the wrong movie? We got schoolgirl uniforms spanking each other.
Ladies in this.
Right? I was like, it didn't make any sense.
Sexy
no, but they seem so young. It just seems like so.
Yeah, I know. Like to get some. That's a Purge. You gotta have a sexy teen in the Purge movies.
I guess you're right. Okay. I was like, they seem too young. I don't like this.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, let's be real. These are 20-year-olds, definitely.
Probably.
But they're playing teens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hence the uniforms. Yeah.
Right.
Marcus notices on the cameras that they are smacking around the snacks with the fly swatter, and they're starting to throw things on the floor. He points this out to Joe, who goes over to see that Kimmy is attempting to steal a candy bar by trying to hide it down her shirt. At the same time, Lonnie enters to ask where he's going so fast. He gives her the chance to give the candy bar back, and he won't call the cops, but Kimmy won't give it back. She makes threats to him saying, if you touch me, I'll scream rape, even though it's all caught on camera.
It's on camera.
Like, hello. Yeah. Like, that's just the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
But that's when Lainey Rucker comes around. Luckily for plot reasons, her friend recognizes her instantly as the OG Queen Badass who went by Pequeña Muerta, which translates to Little Death.
But I don't know. Did I miss this? At any point, did they explain what she did to earn that?
I think she was just
looking at
crazy during the Purge.
Maybe. They don't explain it. They do not explain it ever.
One. She just has this reputation. Kimmy says that she used to be her mother effing hero. Lainey said that makes her proud, but then makes her give the candy back and apologize. Kimmy does, but she's like, I'm sorry, mister. I was just playing. Which is like so annoying.
Yeah.
Then Joe jokes that he remembers when Lonnie was little and he would stop her from shoplifting. And she tells him that he's family and she's always going to help him if she can. And he says he appreciates it.
She's also like, I don't think I was that disrespectful.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Even when I was stealing from you.
We get a shot of the Washington Monument and the surrounding DC area. And then at her office building, which is also where she lives, we find Leo giving orders on how to protect her. He's going around the house saying, place people here, place people here, place people here. And I'm like, how many guys do you have? Because you pointed out so many places.
That's a lot.
People, right?
There's a lot of guys.
The chief says that it looks safe to me. And Leo tells him, if you tell me it looks safe one more time, I'm going to throw you down the stairs. He points out, he points out instructions for her safe room, saying that she's not going to leave there for that whole 12-hour period. Leo wants to go on record that this is a bad idea. Back at the store, Lainey's playing cards with that older gentleman, Irish Ike, while the news is on in the background, and it's Dante Bishop saying that the group has come to DC to make some changes. The phone rings and Joe picks up, and what we hear in the background, we're hearing the news report say that Dante has taken over his predecessor, Carmelo Johns, and is believed to have taken out wealthy NFFA supporters on Purge night. Joe on the phone finds that his Purge insurance has gone up by 1,000, and if he doesn't pay before tomorrow, he'll no longer be covered on Purge night. So this answers the question that no one was asking: how do small businesses handle the Purge?
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like this would be illegal. But
yeah, highly illegal. But if they're,
yeah,
I think they're probably getting away with this kind of stuff all the time, though.
I guess so. Yeah. To me, it would make more sense if you do not offer any such insurance. You know what I mean?
Right. I would think, I'm sorry, we will cover you on any day besides Purge night. That's what
Correct.
I think they would. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's how insurance companies would work because
Yeah.
there would be way too many. Even if people would pay increased premiums, I still think it would be way too expensive to cover the damage during the purge.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
He tells everyone that he can't afford it and that the only way for him not to be screwed is to protect the place himself. Everyone, including Lonnie, says that that's a bad idea because stuff can be replaced, but he can't. He basically calls her a hypocrite by saying, that's like the pot calling the kettle brown, which I laughed at, but I got the phrase. But as is pointed out by CinemaSins on YouTube, because I watched their video, if you watch it and don't listen to the audio, he mouths black, not brown. And they censored it. But of all the inappropriate things that he does, like they changed
calling
it.
the kettle black? Why would they censor that?
I don't know, but he mouths black, and then they change it to brown.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense because they say a lot of inappropriate things throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, and also that's a saying. That's the pot calling the kettle black. The saying is not calling the kettle brown. That's not the saying.
So it didn't make any sense.
Okay. But anyway, I don't understand what this means either, because what is he talking about?
Oh, okay. So it's her going out on Purge night to help other people.
Oh, that's what he's referencing. Okay. I thought he's referencing something she did in the past.
No, he's saying she goes out to risk her life to help other people, and all he wants to do is risk his life to save his own livelihood. That's right.
But she says she's going to have protection, and he will.
Right. And yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah. So we cut to 12 minutes before the start of the annual purge. The team is locking up the senator's house, and Joe is locking up the shop and setting up on the roof to defend it. Lonnie is waiting, and she gets picked up by an ambulance, which they refer to as a van this whole time. It's a triage van.
I guess I guess it's not an official ambulance, but that's functioning as.
For people that haven't seen the movie, it is a 2003 Dodge Sprinter with a high roof.
Oh, yeah. I'd be wondering if I was them.
The driver, who is named Dawn, which I don't know where we heard it in the movie, but she's credited as Dawn. Ask her if she's ready to go, and she says "Vaya con Dios." Joe tells the senator in her office that for the next 12 hours, if she needs anything, she needs to contact him alone. She agrees, and then they arm the house with the defenses. All the characters see the same announcement, sort of, that they see at each purge night explaining the rules. Although this time there's no special immunity for anybody, and we found out by this point in the purge, they no longer stop weapons level 4 or higher, though they're now allowed, because they don't say that they're not.
Yeah.
Then the alarm rings 6 times, and we get shots of many of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, I remember last week we were questioning how many times the alarm was, right? Because we're like, is it 7? Because it's 7 p.m., 7 a.m. But no, it is 6 times.
Well, it's 6 at the start, it's 7 at the end.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't get it. Or no one's explained it to me, at least.
Yeah. I haven't done any research on the matter. I just...
Leo's watching the cameras, and he sees a security guard named Bobby salute to the camera because he knows he's watching. Leo says, "I see ya," and acknowledges that he saluted him on the camera. Then we see the senator has already come out of her office. Leo's not happy with it. She tells Leo to come have a drink with her. He makes this face, and she lets him know that she wasn't asking. In the office, Leo doesn't want a drink, but then she tells him it's only water.
It's funny because before he said that, I'm like, dang, she's filling up that glass.
Yeah.
Like, it was clear. Like, dang, is that vodka? Why is she filling up the glass so high? And then she says it's water. And I was like, oh.
I need you to protect me, but I need you to be drunk.
Yeah, I got really drunk. I'm like, holy crap.
She asks if he's scared, and they both admit that they are. She wants to know why he applied for the job to protect her, and he says he likes her politics. She says that that's a bullshit answer, and she wants a real one. And he tells her that he lost his son some years ago and then almost did something on a purge night that he would have regretted for the rest of his life. And that's why he wants this night gone forever, and she is fighting to make that happen. She asks him why he has a problem with the way she does things, and he says that she takes too many risks, and his job is to eliminate risk and to keep her alive.
I mean, another thing he doesn't mention is that he witnessed the whole, like, rich people hunting down.
Oh, remember? I know.
Like
Yeah.
that, you would think that would have been a huge motivation too.
Yeah, and in comparison to this one, I think that scene was way crazier and cooler
Yeah.
than where we get to in this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
We cut back to Lonnie and Don, who are passing by a peace, not a purge party. People are out in a balcony celebrating, and I'm surprised no one shot them yet because they're just standing out there in the open.
Yeah.
The members throw a drink onto their van and say, "Have a drink on us." They drive. The man smashes into the passenger side of the vehicle, which scares them both. And the man then gets an arrow to the head, killing him, and they drive away. Then they pass an alleyway where they see people are chopping someone's head off with a guillotine, and it looks like that's the third person to die, as we see two other people on the ground already. And then they pass by a 1968 Cadillac, and it is being driven with 3 people on the hood. 2 are dead, and 1 is still alive because she is screaming. We see that the Lincoln Memorial has big letters that say Purge on it, 1 letter on each pillar, all in red.
I was like, people are acting like real psychopaths during the Purge.
Yeah. Like, these movies make you believe that half the population of the country.
Yeah, we're all psychopathic killer. We're like theatrical psychopathic killers. Like, dang, even like I can almost believe. I mean, no, I don't believe it, but it's still more believable to say people are gonna like take out vengeance on people. Like, you're gonna like shoot your boss that fired you, and you have to take care of your sick kid or whatever. I mean, let's pretend. Okay, fine. But I do not believe so many people would be like serial hunter, psycho, like put on like
let's go do it. Yeah.
Like a slasher thick mask and be like, yes, I'm going to guillotine people's heads off. No, but whatever.
Right.
It adds flair to the Purge.
Sure.
Movies.
Then they pull over to a woman that's trying to flag him down, asking for help because she shot her husband and now she regrets it. Mm-hmm. On the roof of the store, Joe hears footsteps and turns around to see Marcus holding a chair. He asks him to stop, and Joe is ready to shoot him. Joe gets after him for sneaking up on him and says the phrase, "Good night, blue cheese."
He says that multiple times.
He does. I was like, it's so weird.
Like a made up saying, "Good night, blue cheese."
That's what
I was like, is that like something? Like my dad says sunny beaches as instead of son of a bitch as a funny.
Oh, yeah. My dad says son of a biscuit eater.
Whatever, but I'm like, is it one of those? But no, I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah.
Blue cheese. Okay. Super strange.
Joe asks him why he brought a chair, and he says he brought it because he enjoys sitting. Marcus is determined to stay with Joe, but Joe doesn't want to let him. But he wants to send him out in the Purge, like go home. That would be dangerous.
It's true. Now he's there. He's got to stay now, right?
Right. They're interrupted by the sound of a car driving like crazy and honking its horn. They both look over the ledge to see a 2012 Hyundai Accent covered in white string Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The car stops in front of the shop, and Kimmy and her friends, who are all unnamed, get out of the car wearing masks, and they're listening to Party in the USA, but apparently it's not the Miley Cyrus version.
Oh, it's not?
I was reading that online.
I wasn't listening to it that hard to know.
I thought it was, but I think they used a cheaper version or something.
Okay.
They're all wearing creepy masks. Kimmy's mask on it says "Kiss Me," and each of them are armed with gold painted and bedazzled AK-47s.
Yep.
They are already soaked with blood, so we know they've already killed.
Yeah, they're like wearing like tutus and stuff too, like really girly outfits.
Joe fires a warning shot, but Kimmy laughs, saying "Happy Purge," and she has her sweet tooth and she wants her candy bar. She says she's going to take the candy from Joe because he doesn't have the balls to stop her. That's when Marcus doesn't waste any time and shoots her in the ear, letting her know that he has the balls and he's a good shot.
Very good shot.
Yeah. Kimmy yells up that she's already killed her parents.
It's another psycho.
Right. And then I wrote, she references her favorite horror movie because she says, "You're next." And then I thought, though, what's her plan for tomorrow, though? If she's a teenager, she killed her parents. Where is she gonna who's gonna earn an income? Where's she gonna live the next day?
18. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe she has an aunt she can go live with. I don't know.
Still kills her the next year.
I also think that if there really was a purge, which there wouldn't be, I'm just saying that you would think that they would limit the ages, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you can't kill anybody under 18. You can't participate in the purge if you're under 18, right?
And this is And this is a tangent, but I know when we first started, I would always ask the question, if you wrote your own movie in the franchise, what would you want to cover? And I would want to put it kind of earlier in the purge years that we didn't cover, but I'd want to cover a group that were on like a field trip, and it was like a bunch of kids trying to get home safely during the purge. And I think it would bring in like a different audience. Yes, exactly. So that would be the movie that.
Who is this audience you're trying to get?
Just a new one.
Children
I mean,
murderers.
they spread it so thin. Let's just change up the dynamic a little, you know. Joe is curious how Marcus knows how to shoot so well, and he says that every day in Juarez was like the purge.
I hated this line. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I sincerely doubt that.
Right, exactly.
Where in Juarez are you living that every day is like the purge?
And if I didn't mention it, Kimmy and her friends already drove off, but they said they would be back.
I'm just like, where's the politics of this movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
You seem to be saying the purge is bad, perhaps, movie, right? Like, it's bad because we're preying on poor people, but also Mexico is like full of people just killing people, gutting people down in the streets. No, come on.
Joe tells Marcus that he wished he had stayed home, and he gives him a beer. But I was saying, you know, what's cheaper than drinking beers on the top of your roof the whole night would be giving someone a candy bar. You know,
yeah, what if he went just down and just threw it down her? All right, here
you go. Here's one for your friend too. Have a good night.
How many candy bars do you want? Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Back at the senator's house, we find out that Chief Cooper and the second in command security guard or Secret Service guard, whose name is Eric, don't have the senator's best interest in mind. The chief messes with the camera footage and winds back the clock.
Yeah.
Then Leo comes in to tell Eric to go downstairs where he's supposed to be at, and he tells the chief to find a bedroom because he could sleep through the night.
Yeah, so they're sabotaging the camera, so Leo doesn't know what's going on.
Eric goes and relieves two guys guarding the door by the dining room. Then three men who are guarding outside are taken down in a matter of seconds, which I thought was weird because they're like pop, pop, pop. But I really feel like after the first guy died, they might have ducked, but they just stood there.
I don't know.
I mean, the people next to you, even though it was a matter of seconds, I would have at least flinched.
You're right. You would have noticed somebody getting shot in the head.
Right, exactly.
Whatever. It wouldn't have mattered.
And then we see walking towards the house is a paramilitary force.
Yeah, I think they're mercenaries, I think they say. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Leo messages the team that he's coming outside, but no one responds. We see Eric let the mercenary team inside that door. As Leo's about to go outside, he sees on the footage that Bobby's giving the same salute he did earlier, which confuses him, and he radios him to respond. He calls a bunch of different units, but no one responds. And I thought it's interesting because the timestamp is on the footage, and he doesn't notice this is an hour ago, right?
I guess not.
So he resets the cameras to go back to a live feed and sees that all of his teams are dead. He pulls out his Beretta and goes to protect the senator. We see three more men who are just apparently watching the news and killed by the mercenaries. Leo gives the senator a vest and tells her that people are coming. She's confused, saying that he has men everywhere. He has snipers. And Leo tells him not.
Why isn't he wearing a bulletproof vest as well? Right?
Yeah, right.
Just her.
Maybe that's his vest and he gave her his
vest. Could be.
So he tells her that someone has betrayed them and he can't trust anybody. He tells her this is not a drill and she needs to move.
A random comment is she's wearing these giant black frame glasses. Like, why are those glasses so giant for her face?
Maybe it's the style in 2040?
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, we don't know. We don't know,
right?
So they remind me of my blue light blocking glasses.
Yeah.
Because they're like too big for my face and they're like black frames.
I think they look great on you.
Well, they look kind of silly, but you know.
Okay, all right. Then he opens a secret hatch under the carpet that she didn't even know about.
I know. How did she not know about in her own apartment?
Right. I don't know. Lowers her down into a closet on the floor below. As they're going out the window, Eric and Chief are knocking on the door. They raise a purge shield that's on the outside of the office, and Eric and the Chief don't understand where they're gone. Outside, Leo kills two of the mercenaries really fast.
Yeah, he kills them with the knives.
Yeah.
Not even a gun. Like he stabs him. So I was just like, yikes.
Then the leader of the group finds the secret mask. He pulls out his mask. His name is Earl Danziger, and he's played by Terry Sprico, who I know best from Army Wives. Because I have seen that whole darn thing.
I've not watched it, so I don't know him. He's like has like tattoos on his face,
he's got
neck and stuff.
Yeah, he's got neo-Nazi patches all over his uniform.
Exactly.
This white power on it, and he's got the spider web on top of his head. He's got tattoos everywhere.
Yeah.
He calls out to the group saying that the mark may be outside. He turns to Eric and tells him if they don't find her, there will be no payment. The chief then says he sees her out the window, and one of the soldiers fires his marksman rifle, and Leo tries to return fire, but he's hit in the process. Both Leo and the senator,
shoulder.
Right, exactly. Everybody's hitting the shoulder. And apparently that's no big deal.
That's fine. Yeah. You can do whatever. You can run.
Survive all night.
You could, it doesn't hamper you one little bit.
Yeah. Both Leo and the senator duck. Leo pulls out a phone and activates a bomb that is linked to a briefcase in the senator's office. Just in case, Margo.
I was like, what circumstance? Well, it did help, but I'm like, in what circumstance is that a good idea?
I don't know.
What did you
right? Someone turns on the wrong radio signal and you explode.
I know, like, what? Anyway.
Eric and the chief are confused as it's armed. And they don't have any time to do about it, and it blows up. But apparently, that guy, that marksman that was in the room with them, still lives because we find out he's able to give them information later.
I think,
Lanny stops to check on Joe and tells him that the woman shot her husband, did so because she could no longer stand his face, but that purging didn't make her feel better like she thought it would.
We just tried divorce.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That's easier. Well, not easier, but it's maybe a step below murder. So
yeah, a little bit below. Right, yeah.
I'll just try it first.
Laney says that she dropped the man off at triage. Leo asks the senator to run, and they can hear people screaming for help and shots being fired. As they stop, the senator asks if they were a homegrown militia, but Leo says they are trained mercenaries with a lot of money behind them, enough money to bribe someone on her staff. They look at Leo's wound, and she thinks they should call someone, but Leo says there's no one that they can trust, so they're on their own. She asks what
It's totally fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She asks him what the plan is, and he says they need to head east outside the city. They hide as a vehicle comes by, but it's a death collection hall for purge, victim removal, and disposal. And I thought this is a stupid thing to do during the purge because you're just asking to die.
Maybe people don't. Maybe it's like just like when he says the
unwritten rule.
Yeah, they're just providing a service, so don't shoot.
But we see that rule is broken.
No, I don't know. Don't ask me.
Yeah,
so people just having fun. I don't know.
Leo tells her that he's calling the shots now because the fate of the country is at stake. She says that she is an idiot, but she knows what he's capable of because she's the one that hired him. But then adds, if she sees something she doesn't like, she isn't going to keep quiet about it. As they run, we see people are using drones to help them purge.
Yeah, I feel like that goes against the spirit of the purge to use a drone.
Yeah. Earl is taking his men who found an injured but still alive soldier named Tommy, that's the one that shot the bullet, and tells them that they're going to get him help. He tells his men to start ground surveillance, and he will start the air surveillance.
The guy said that he got him in the shoulder.
Well, he hasn't told him yet.
Oh, I thought he
yeah. So
they're saying that he's not dead, but he's
not dead.
Okay.
So yeah, they tell him eventually that is the case.
Okay.
He said that they need her alive and they need to find her before the crazies do, which I think is another reference to a horror movie called The Crazies.
Could be.
Leo says that they are being tracked because they see the drone, and he says it's homemade, but that thing looks so not homemade.
Yeah, that's really expensive.
They got that.
For sure.
They got that off of Amazon. He takes aim, but then the drone flies away. They start running, but it doesn't take long for the drone to find him. The senator spots it and tells Leo it's behind you, 35 yards back and 15 yards up, which is enough information so that Leo can snipe it out of the air.
How could she know that?
She's good at numbers. I don't know.
I wouldn't know that.
Something you learn on Purge night.
I guess. Maybe if we had Purge for how many purges?
24.
24. Yeah, maybe by 24 purges, I know.
They arrive at a busy street where there appears to be dead bodies, but then 3 people jump up attacking them. So these people were laying around hoping someone would walk by so they could attack them.
Hey, it's my theory that you could just lie and pretend like you're dead. That works. See? There you go.
It works as long as there's not dogs. Those dogs ruin it.
Well, you know what I could do? I could like stage a break-in and a kill in my own, like in my bed. So I just paint like a death scene in my own bed. I just go to sleep.
One of the people is armed with an axe, and Leo's able to kill him really fast.
Yeah, because an axe isn't a good weapon.
Which you put.
So this is on another episode.
Exactly.
Talk about this.
You talk about
when I don't know what order these come out, but when you listen to our episode on Strangers Pray at Night, you'll hear my rant about using axes.
So Leo takes out 3 of them really fast, and a 4th one grabs Leo, and the senator hits him with a sword, and Leo puts a bullet into him just to make sure. Then, unfortunately, from behind them, some people dressed in what I would describe as very patriotic outfits, such as Uncle Sam and the Statue of Liberty, use a taser to knock him out. And these are the tourists, right? The murder tourist that came over. Although, interesting note is if you would like to buy that Statue of Liberty mask, it sells from anywhere from $25 to $40, depending on where you buy it from.
Great. Fingers crossed there's going to be a purge one day. We'll have our masks already.
Right. On the roof of the store, Joe is telling Marcus that the reason it's so hard on him is that someday he would like to make him a partner. Then we hear someone shouting in another language, and Marcus looks over the edge. We cut to Leo and the senator being dragged while the group is speaking Russian. Leo and the senator come to and see more people wearing outfits like American flags are coming towards them saying they love America. It's the greatest country in the world. They go on to describe how the ways they will torture them because that is the American way. And then they are gunned down. We see Marcus and Joe pulls off his hoodie, and in some kind of Terminator line, he says, "Senator, come with us."
Oh my God, I 100% said that he should have said, "If you want to live."
Yeah, right.
That's definitely 100% reminded me of the Terminator. Come with us. Yeah, I was like, dang, they're shooting those guys down fast. I'm like, it's Marcus and Joe. I'm like, Marcus and Joe. Dang, I'm like, bam, 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 bam. It's like they're like professional shooters. But whatever.
Well, Joe has 2 guns and Marcus has his rifle. So they did it pretty fast.
Yeah.
They let them into the store, and Leo tells the senator to get behind him while he scoops out the place. Joe says he has to ask because he's a nosy old dog. What in the Mississippi fuck was she doing out on Purge night? Mm-hmm. She tells him that there was
the old classic saying, "What the Mississippi fuck."
I don't remember. Good night. They do their introductions, and Joe tells the senator that Marcos is a big fan of hers. And as the senator introduces herself, she tells them to call her Charlie. So for the rest of the notes, I called her Charlie.
Okay.
Joe tells Marcus that the senator knows how she needs to win, but Marcus says it's not his place to tell her, but she says, "You just saved my life. I'd love to hear what you have to say." And he says the key is to winning Florida. I'm like, everybody knows that.
Yeah, shit. No shit, Sherlock.
Joe says he likes her, but he's afraid she doesn't have a chance to win the election. She says to have a little faith, and he says he's lost faith in the system a long time ago. Leo says the place is moderately secure and they might stay there for the night. And Joe thinks they'd be crazy to go back outside. The senator asks Joe if they have a first aid kit and demands that Leo take a moment to patch up the wound. Leo wants to do it on his own, but Margos lets him know that he knows a thing or two about first aid. And it's probably because every day in Juarez was like a purge.
Yeah, because he lived in that terror-filled place, Juarez, Mexico. Like,
right.
I think later he says he's from Mexico City. Just like, what? I've been in Mexico City. I did not find it to be purged like at all. It was very nice. Also, has he done this yet? But Leo's being very antagonistic towards Joe, and my mind for no reason at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
this. No reason.
This character is very one-dimensional. He doesn't say thank you. He's not grateful for their help.
No,
he is annoyed that the place isn't more secure.
I mean,
he's
just let y'all die.
He's super disrespectful. Yeah. What he does do is Marcus tells Leo that the bullet is still in there and they need to get it out and give him stitches, but neither of that they can do now. So they just have to patch it up for now. So yeah, so this is where Leo interrogates Marcus and Joe. He wants to know all about their past, the crimes they've committed. As
if they wanted to kill her, they could have just killed her.
Exactly.
Or let the Russians kill her. So like, I don't know what he thinks is going on, but whatever.
Marcus tells them to shut up, please, because he sees on the cameras that Kimmy is on her way back for round 2, and this time there are 2 light-up cars. Mm-hmm. Even more people step out, and one of them is wearing a fluffy pig outfit and armed with a cutting saw.
Yeah, like a circular saw.
Yeah. Joe starts to call Lainey, and Leo wants to know about her past and everything, that she's like, who can we trust her? And yeah, I mean, Joe is rightfully getting upset about this. Like, come on,
we're trying to help you.
Exactly. We cut to Lainey. Don and her are helping a guy named Rondo who has been shot, so they're unable to get to the phone. Rondo wants to be patched up so he can get out there and purge some more. So Lainey handcuffs him to the vehicle so he can't leave. At the shop, Leo lays out the plan. Charlie wants to stay at the front line with Leo, but they have to fight over that. And
somehow they escaped some mercenaries, trained mercenaries, but now they're about to get killed by teens.
Right. As Joe agrees with Leo that they should work to protect Charlie, Leo says, "Thank you, Deli Man," like insulting him more.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, why? I don't understand it.
Outside, there's 2 saws going in the front and 1 going through the back door, and Kimmy's yelling that she's going to get hers. Kimmy and her friend are spinning around dancing when we see the triage van driving up to them. They don't hear it. Lainey is driving and tells everyone in the back to hold on as she hits both girls. Somehow, we see Kimmy's lace-up boots fly off of her leg.
Her boots fly off.
But they're like, how tight would they have to be? Right. But so I had to
think about how you would fall. Okay, so you get hit. I guess your body would go in front of your legs, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But
not
still,
the other way around.
So I could see that your body's going and your legs are out, but I don't know why your boots wouldn't just travel with your legs.
Exactly. But so I rewound it because I thought her legs were like amputated, right? But they're not. I'm like, oh, the boots just fly off.
Yeah.
But when Lainey gets out of the van, to go shoot her, the boots are magically back on.
I don't know. But I thought that was so funny. I was like, hit so hard, your boots fly off.
Yeah, exactly. Good night, blue cheese.
Good night, blue cheese, indeed.
So Lainey is now armed with a super shorty, which is a 12-gauge shotgun. Okay. She takes out the 2 other people, including the pig. And then, she kills Kimmy, who was giving her the evil eye the whole time. Like, do it, and like, I don't know. She kills her. And I guess she's not getting that candy bar after all. No. Then Lainey delivers the badass line, Pequeña Muerta is back, bitches. Which we don't really know what that means.
Don't know what it means. She just killed some teens. I guess she feels pretty good about that.
Yeah, right. She bangs on the door and tells them she got Joe's message. When they open the door, she can't believe it's really the senator. Leo wants to know where they go, and Joe points to the van. Marcos figures out that Joe doesn't plan on leaving since they're coming through the back door and still trying to break through. He tells Joe for some reason Charlie showed up on their doorstep, and that has to mean something. It's their duty to protect now. So he promises Joe that if the deli is destroyed, that he'll do whatever it takes to rebuild it. Mm-hmm. Leo asks where they're going, and Lainey says they're going to an underground triage facility, which is completely secure. We see Earl on a helicopter looking for the senator. One of the men says that Tommy has regained consciousness and says that he got a shot into Leo, and he thinks the bullet is still in his shoulder, which makes Earl smile.
Yeah.
So we'll find out in a little bit, but there's a tracer in that bullet.
Yeah.
Charlie watches as they pass a hanging tree where a bunch of victims are there. It looks all dreamy for some reason. The light's like over bright. It's weird.
Beautiful, beautiful tree with dead people hanging off it.
Leo asks about Rando, who is handcuffed to the car, and she says that He's gotten a fight with another gang, but he's really a good kid, and she only handcuffed him there so he wouldn't go purging anymore. Lainey asks if the NFA put out a hit on Charlie, and Charlie agrees, saying that it looks that way. Lainey tells Charlie that she doesn't believe any politician is really on their side and that her people are on her own. Though Rando is confused, asking who Charlie is, and Lainey tells him that he gives people from their neighborhood a bad name. They hear bullets start to fire, but it's two different groups just firing at each other. Charlie asks everyone their name and who they are, why they're so close.
This is like a ongoing theme that she wants to like talk to everybody and get their life story.
Wants them to know she cares. She's a politician
She
who
also,
cares.
She also like asks everyone's name and shakes their hand.
Right.
And she reads them.
So we get that Joe took care of Lainey since she was a little kid, and that when Marcus showed up in the country 7 years ago, he gave him a job right away, and he's been helping him out ever since. Charlie says that Lainey's doing dangerous work trying to help people on Purge night, and Lainey says that it's an unwritten rule that triage units are left alone, adding that it's true for the most part. And Rando asks again, who is this woman? Bullets start hitting the van, and we see the helicopter is armed with an M134 minigun, which, fun fact, was originally designed by General Electric. Leo calls for a status check.
It's so fun.
Right, so fun. It's weird, though. I don't think of General Electric as making miniguns. Right?
I don't know, yeah. I guess they have their hands in a lot of pies.
Yeah. Leo calls for a status check, and we find out that Rando is dead. Leo says that they have found them and orders Don to turn under a bridge. They pass a very muscular man covered in blood giving a speech about survival of the fittest and how he is the fittest.
Oh, wait. Did Rando already die?
Yeah, he just died.
Oh, I missed it. Poor Rando. R.I.P. You're just there to die. You're just in the car to die, I guess.
Yeah, well, they got to let her know that not everybody's safe on Purge night.
Yeah, not Rando. That's for sure.
As they're driving under the bridge, they pass a fight club where two muscular men are fighting each other, one with a sword and the other with an axe, and they're surrounded by all these other people that are cheering them on. They pull over, and
yes, I think I might have said this already, but I think Purge would be more sporting if everybody just had to fight with like hand weapons.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? No guns, just knives, clubs, swords. Because I think that's how you really get out your aggression, right?
Right, yeah. Baseball bats.
Exactly. Baseball bats, that kind of thing. Like close-up weapons. Like you have to get up in someone's face to kill them. That's a real purge.
They pull over, and Don wants to know if they're just going to wait there. Leo says that there are going to be sitting ground units, so they can't stay there long. Charlie says there's no way to find them. They couldn't have known they would be in the van, and that's where Leo realizes that the bullet had to be traceable, which I guess is technology of the future because, I don't see how that's going to work. Right.
Tracker bullet. So, those little tracker bullets.
Even though they couldn't remove the bullet before, he just reaches in and yanks it out now.
No fucking way. You could reach into your shoulder. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Just reach on in and pull out a bullet. And just be like, I'm cool. I'm done. I did it. Which is what happens.
And if we haven't said it yet, this movie is definitely more graphic than the last one, I think.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Also, you know what's keeping in the blood? The bullet? You know how I'm always saying, don't take things out of you. That's plugging up holes.
Well, this one, they're tracing it, Margo. So he's got to
it does have to come out, I guess. It does have to come out. But nobody else could have done that. He had to do it himself. You can't even see his own shoulder. At least he could have said, can I have a mirror? No.
Right.
Just dig right in. I'm going to do it by feels. That's how you get it. That's how you get a good grip. What?
Marcus says they should just leave the bullet and drive away, but Joe points out that there's a mob coming this way. Then we find out the mercenary ground units are saying that they're 2 minutes out. We cut back to the van with the mob is banging on. The group debate whether they should drive away or not because they think if they stay, they're going to get killed. If they drive away, they're going to get killed. And then Joe burst out with 2 short burst whistles that quiets the whole group down. Marcus wants to know what that was, and then we hear the person whistle back. Joe had said this earlier because Leo said, I guess you're a saint, and Joe said that he wasn't a saint.
Yeah.
And so here he says that he used to be a Crip, and that was a Crip whistle, and they just threw it back. So they all agree to open the door, and there's a man standing there saying that they're not going to hurt them. They just want him to help their friend, which did not appear like what they were going to do a minute ago.
No.
But Leo says, okay, we'll help you, but we need you to help us too. Earl reports that the group is on the move, and the ground units go in and find the bullet is left on the ground near some water. The units report that they found the bullet, but that the group isn't there, and then they're heading back. And that's when we hear the Crip whistle again, and then we turn around and see a dozen people are standing there, all with weapons. We cut to Earl, who is trying to reach the team, but only can hear them dying. He leans back his head in frustration, and we get to see more of his racist tattoos on his neck when he does so.
Yay.
Right, I know. The group then makes it to the underground triage. Inside, we see many hospital beds, but it's not like a clean hospital environment, but they seem to be helping a lot of people. When Leo asks what this place is, the stranger, aka Dante Bishop, comes out to say they call this place the safe zone. He introduces himself to Charlie and said he isn't surprised that the NFFA came after her. And now I could see where some people might say, why didn't Dante and Leo acknowledge that they met before? And I would ask that person, they met for maybe 2 minutes 18 years ago.
Stressful situation.
Right, 18 years ago. Like, how many people have you met for 2 minutes in your life that you're never going to remember their face again?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that Leo would remember Dante, but I don't think Dante would remember Leo necessarily.
Right.
But whatever.
Dante tells Charlie that they have doctors, nurses, EMTs.
It might be that the writers forgot that they met.
Could be. It could be. Dante tells Charlie that they have doctors, nurses, EMT, and paramedics, and it's their way of protesting this night. We see many kids are staying there to be safe. Leo asks about the place, who knows about it, and Dante tells him that volunteers and the homeless know about it. Leo asks about the armed men, and Dante says they will keep them safe as they can be on Purge night, and Leo says, I appreciate it, which shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of said thank you there.
Yeah.
Charlie says thank you, but then she has to be the one to go off, saying that she doesn't agree with his methods and the things he does on Purge night. He tells her he'll make her a deal. If she gets elected and ends the purge, he won't have to do what he does anymore. And when he walks away, he says, fair enough. Leo's paying attention to Dante and his men, and he notices a control room. We cut to Earl, who finds his men dead, and he tells them that they need to get on the city's surveillance cameras to find that triage van. Leo gets patched up while Charlie talks to some of the victims. Margo tells Joe that they did the right thing, getting Charlie there, and Joe agrees, but says it's time to go back to the deli. Lonnie says they must be crazy because they're safe there, and he tells her he'll walk if he has to, so she gives in that easily and agrees to drive back, but says if there's any problems, they're going to head back to the safe zone. They also leave Dawn here this time. She doesn't go back out with them.
Yeah.
Leo tells Charlie...
Sounds like I've had enough tonight. I don't know if she didn't say that.
It's for plot reasons, as we'll find out in a second.
Well,
they had to leave. Dawn needed to stay.
Yeah.
Leo tells Charlie that he's going to have a look around. He tells her to stay here, though she just smiles and says, okay, boss.
Yeah, he keeps seeing like a back room keep being opened and people going in there, but then locking it behind them. So he's suspicious. On the other hand, I'm like, what does he care? Just like
be safe for once.
Yeah, whatever.
Leo makes it over to the command center. Some really big guy puts his hand on his shoulder. He's asking what he's doing there. When he doesn't remove his hand, Leo spins him around, throws him on a desk before putting a gun to his head and backing into a corner like he has him hostage. Angel, who is Dante's second in command, tries to figure out what's going on, and Charlie shows up as well. Angel is able to call off his other guy named Red and gets everyone, including Leo, to stop pointing their weapons at each other. Angel says it's all a misunderstanding and just asks them to go back outside. But now that Charlie's in there, she wants to know what they're planning. She sees that they have all the data on the NFFA members and where they're going to be holding their midnight mask. And it takes her a minute, but she realizes they're planning to execute the Minister Owens.
The guy who's running against her.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Back in the van, Joe is the first to speak while everybody else is quiet, asking what the F happened tonight. They joke how Irish Mike won't believe it and will ask for his waffles and that other thing.
Oh, yeah, waffles and a woman's love. Yeah.
Then Marcus notices the government trucks, which he saw on YouTube from last year's Purge, which is funny because I think they should have been on YouTube from 17 years ago's Purge or whatever. But
that's right.
Right?
No, it didn't. So even though they said it, it didn't. It just, to me, this took place the next year. Like,
I know.
that I thought that the whole movie until you told me this at the beginning of the recording. And so I didn't even notice that line because I'm like, oh yeah, they saw it last year.
Doesn't work as a whole. It's like they wrote the script and then they were like, let's make it later.
I don't understand why they made it later. Yeah, like
even 8 years later would have been believable, right? Like if you needed to make, because then they wouldn't be as much older.
Yeah.
A little bit of time would have passed, but 18 years later is insane. Now Charlie's trying to convince Angel that their plan is wrong, and she just needs to win it fair and fucking square. Angel points out that they're not playing fucking fair, and neither should she. Leo says that the place is too well guarded and they will never survive. Angel says that the building was originally built by George Washington, who liked his escape tunnels. They have all the information on those tunnels. Leo wants to know how they got the information, and Angel says they got it because they had to. Charlie makes a good point.
That's a great explanation.
Right, we got it because
really explained it. That was such a stupid line. Like, why even have it? Like, why even ask the question to just not answer the question? It's so stupid. Whatever.
Then Charlie does make a good point by saying that killing the minister might make him a martyr.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to argue, but that's when Don runs in saying that Laney called to report that the government trucks are approaching them. Leo is familiar with those trucks and says that they're NFFA and they're eliminating all their competition, believes incorrectly that they're coming for Bishop. Leo asks if there's a back way out, and he grabs the phone, telling Laney that she needs to meet them at 3rd and Thompson. Joe thinks it's stupid for them to be driving back into the war zone, but they turn around anyway. The triage is full of people grabbing weapons to defend it. Charlie's worried about all the people, but Angel says they will protect them. Charlie begs Angel to stop the assassination, but he says it's too late, then says our favorite line, stay safe.
Stay safe. Yeah, they didn't say that today.
Well, this is the first time they said it in this.
Yeah. There wasn't a flurry of stay safe at the beginning of the Purge. Stay safe, you stay safe.
I found this next scene funny as Joe is the only one talking through the whole scene. He asks if they're supposed to be superheroes. He says, that's not what I do. Yeah. And he convinces everybody, including himself, is ready to go save people. What line?
No, we're not superheroes.
Okay.
What exactly was it?
Well, that's how I wrote it. I said, he asked if they're supposed to be superheroes and says it's not what they do. Or not.
Yeah.
That's not what he does.
Are we supposed to be superheroes? It's not what we do. I don't know. I just found that funny.
That is right. Charlie can't believe they're outside again, and Leo says that he will get her through this. Then he steps on a switch, which activates a trap where a giant axe swings down and almost hits them in the head. And they can hear a bunch of people loudly saying, it was so close. And as you look at the axe, you can see there's a lot of blood on it already, so it's already killed some people.
Yeah. And then when they got through, they said, yay, you did it, or whatever. They're like, good job.
Leo times it so they could run through. Although they saw what height it was at, they could have just crawled under it.
Yeah.
They run by an older lady who is singing while she's sitting on
do you remember that Japanese show where they had to like run through an obstacle course and people just get knocked in the water? Yeah. It's something castle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, but I'm trying to think of the name I'm thinking of it. But
whatever.
Wipeout.
Huh? I
know one called Wipeout.
Okay, it's like Wipeout. Yeah, it's like Wipeout.
Yeah.
I think Wipeout was probably based on this show, but yeah, that reminding me of like a Wipeout style obstacle.
A little more deadly though.
Oh, yeah.
So they run by an older lady who's singing right next to a burning body before they run to the triage van. Lonnie asks where they should go, and Leo says out of the city. Margo checks on Charlie, who seems very upset. She tells Leo that the night ruins everybody, and Leo says that they just need to focus on her surviving the night. Though she tells Leo they have to stop Dante from killing Minister Owens. As they argue about it, the van is hit by the military vehicle, which I wrote is a Lincoln Bear because I wasn't familiar with that model car at all. It flips their triage van over, and before the group can figure out what's going on, Charlie is taken by the mercenaries. By the time Leo is able to get up, he can fire at the vehicle as it drives off, but it seems to be bulletproof. Leo tells them he knows why they've kept her alive. Joe wants to know where, but Leo says they need to get somewhere safe. Lonnie steps in to say where he's going, they're going, and whatever he's planning, they're in. And I totally get that because they've gone all this way to protect her. Let's do it now. But I jokingly wrote, what good is the story of like, hey, we almost saved the life of the senator,
I know.
But she died.
Yeah, that's true. So they're doing it for the stories.
Because Ike would never believe them otherwise.
Yeah. We were protecting her all night, but then we were like, well, I don't know. Goodbye.
Then we lost.
Yeah, whatever.
It got hard.
Yeah.
We see Charlie tied up on the floor, and Earl and his men are just staring at her. They get her out, throw her to the floor, and then pick her back up and take her inside. Once inside, we see another person tied to a dolly, who we find out his name is Lawrence. They knock her out with a chokehold, then put a ritual gown on her before tying her to a dolly as well.
How long do you think you stay unconscious from a chokehold?
I don't know.
How would you think that long?
Long enough to tie you up, I guess.
I guess.
And change your outfit.
I guess so. Well, they just kind of draped a
Should we try this?
over her.
Should we try this?
No, I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I can look it up on Google. Let's see.
You're right. Some of the mercenaries are helping a man named Harmon James get ready for the ceremony, and Earl tells them that they were only paid to deliver the package, not to gift wrap it. So he tells them they should find somewhere else to wait out this horrible night. Harmon continues to get Charlie ready on his own, and since they're now in the church, there are at least 100 candles behind them. And my brain always goes to the fact that there's someone's job on the set to light all those 100
Okay, wait. I looked up in Google and you regain consciousness within 10 seconds of being choked out. So It doesn't work. Unlike they show you in movies that you're just like out.
I mean, if boots can magically reappear on you.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't know that the Purge was a fantasy, but yeah, I guess it is.
Charlie comes to and sees the next guy
in more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, like a few minutes.
Way more than 10 seconds.
And she's been gagged, and all she can manage because of she's gagged is some aggressive moaning. In the chapel, Minister Owens is leading the group in their purge prayers. He gives a speech, and then the whole room is chanting purge and purify. We cut to Dante readying his men to storm the building when they hear Leo calling for him. They all point their weapons at Leo. He has his arms stretched out, saying that he is unarmed, while Joe, Lonnie, and Marcus wait around the corner with weapons, worried that he's going to get himself killed. Dante asks him if he's trying to get himself killed, and he asks if this is the tunnel of the cathedral, and Dante wants to know how he knows that. He walks past him like he doesn't care about his own life, and then he tells him that this mission is no longer an assassination, it is now a rescue.
And an assassination.
And an assassination. As Owens continues to preach, he says that they're not hypocrites, and they believe in the purge, so they need to be purging too. Mm-hmm. And then Harmon brings out Lawrence, and he tells people that Lawrence is a drug addict who would like to make amends, and that everybody should thank Lawrence for his gift. So everybody starts yelling, "Thank you, we love you, Lawrence. Thank you for your gift," all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Lawrence is so thrilled with the situation.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he volunteered.
No,
like they think he did.
It doesn't seem like it.
Owens moves the cart covered in a white sheet and says that these weapons have been cleansed with holy water. So I think they think Lawrence is a vampire.
Yeah, I guess. Are they pure silver?
Right, exactly. He pulls out the sheet to reveal many shiny knives. There's some other tools, including a bowl. Owen says that Hammond will get to be the first purge for this evening, and he's super excited about this. But he's so pale, he might be a vampire.
Yeah, I thought that too. Why is he so pale?
Harmon stabs Lawrence over and over, and it looks like he's enjoying it way too much. Then when Owens grabs him by the face, it looks like he's ready to orgasm. Yeah, and I swear it looks like...
I didn't think that.
And I swear it looked like they were about to kiss. He looked way too excited.
Oh, yeah.
Owens turns to the audience and says that it's the power of purging, which brings them back to the chant, purge and purify. Dante and crew go through the tunnel, which get to a ladder, which takes them up to the mechanical room. Dante gives a plan where Dante and his men will go one way, and Leo and his group will go the other. We see Minister Owens readying the audience for the next guest as Harmon pulls Charlie up there. Owen says that her next guests try to take everything away from them that they work for, and she must be stopped as she tries to take away their freedom. As he pulls off her mask and moves out of the way, the crowd cheers when they realize who it is. Owens invites all the founding fathers to come up to the altar so they can all purge as one. We see Leo take out two guys, and his group is not too far behind him, and they're picking up weapons as they go.
Mm-hmm.
After another prayer, Owens throws holy water all over Charlie's face. Owens tells Caleb, who is their leader right now.
President.
Okay, that makes sense. To lead them all in this year's purging. As Caleb starts to grab the knife, we see that Leo and the group have made it to the balcony. Leo tackles the guy, and Joe sees Caleb is starting to give Charlie a shallow cut in her neck. Joe calls out rifle, and Marcus comes, and because we've already established he's such an amazing shot.
A really good marksman. Yeah.
Yeah, he shoots Caleb right through the head, and all hell breaks loose.
From all the way across the church.
It's awesome. The guards are firing up at the balcony, and the group fires back down at them. All the people in the audience are screaming and running away, which confused me because I thought they liked purging.
They love purging.
They just established they're not hypocrites.
They love to purge. I don't understand it
but
either.
They ran away.
It was a great chance to purge.
People are falling everywhere. Another guy grabs a knife and tries to stab Charlie, but is shot as well. The guard gives Owens a gun and escorts him out of there. Harmon grabs a weapon and calmly walks out of the room, and the shooting stops. Laney calls out that Charlie is alive, and 15 more guards show up, all armed with Chris Vectors, because this movie's love those weapons. And the whole group ducks.
Yeah, this is like the last movie where they
more and more guards keep running in.
Well, remember, they do the rich people purge thing.
Exactly.
And Leo manages to kill them all, and then they just let in these military guys.
They're hiding behind the pews, and they're getting a ton of holes in these pews. And then the type of gunfire that you hear changes. And as they get up, they see that Dante and the crew have taken out all those guards. And the scene is funny because Dante's like, "What are you doing up there?" Joe thinks it's funny because he's the one that delivers most of the funny lines of the whole movie. So I think he can respect when someone's funny.
Oh my goodness.
As the group cuts Charlie free, we see Leo drop his clip and reload. And I want to point out that those things are like $40 a pop. And everybody in movies are just leaving their clips on the ground. I'd be picking those things up because those cost money.
Yeah, I guess.
Leo asks Charlie if she's okay, and she says she is. Charlie thanks the group for saving her life. More gunfire is heard, and Dante says it's his men taking care of business. Dante radios to say that they have Charlie, and in response, one of his men says, "And we have him." Dante moves, and Charlie tries to single-handedly hold him back, saying he needs to listen to her and that she could win. Dante bangs on the door, and Charlie stands in his way, saying that if he kills Owens, he's no better than them. Dante orders his men to grab her, so Leo raises his weapons, and so do his group. So now both groups of good guys are pointing weapons at each other.
Yeah.
Charlie looks shocked that Leo doesn't want to kill Owens, and then someone from the other side does open the door. Dante shoves her out of the way and gets inside and then relocks the door. Charlie yells the same message that if he does it, he will be just like them. Inside the room, Owens is on his knees, bowing down when Dante tells him to look at him. Owens seems really excited, telling Dante to purge. He says it's his right as an American, and then says, "Kill me, kill me." Dante tells him to shut the fuck up, and Owens calls him a coward. I'd be like,
now I don't want to do it because you're telling me to.
Right, exactly. Well, now I don't want to.
Yeah, if you want me to, then
if you're that close,
it's not fun.
Now you can shoot him in the leg and feel good about it.
Yeah, shoot him in the hand. That would really hurt. You got a lot of nerve endings in your hand.
Outside, Joe is saying that he likes these white folks because they're his white folks, and he's able to convince everyone to lower his weapons. That's when the door opens, and Dante brings out Owen tied up and tells Charlie that she better win. On their way out, they find a lot of people tied and their mouths gagged, who are supposed to be, I guess, all the people that the audience was going to purge. Yeah, right. Purge, yeah. Charlie grabs Owens and says that she is going to beat the shit out of him on election day, which doesn't, just beat the shit out of him. Leo says that he isn't politically correct.
She's got to make sure that she means it metaphorically,
right?
Not real, literally.
I know. Leo says that he isn't politically as correct as Charlie is, and he needs Owens in the groin. Joe comes over and says his line, "Good night, blue cheese."
Good night, blue cheese.
Charlie wants to untie all the people, and Dante walks out to go find a vehicle. That's when the music gets ominous, and we see that Earl and his crew are still around, although it's just two guys and Earl. They open fire on Dante, and his two men are killed instantly.
I'd be like, mean, they're getting paid. I'd be like, we did what we were paid to do. I'm done.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going home.
Leo tells his group
do
to
my
back up.
invoice. Goodbye.
Leo tells the group to back up, and Joe says he will protect them, so Leo goes out to help. When Leo checks on Dante, he's shot in the leg. He's injured pretty badly, so he might be shot somewhere else as well. Dante tells Leo that he's got one more move in him, so Leo covers him while Dante hotwires a car and drives it smash into another car, killing the two people that were ducking behind it for coverage. Unfortunately, that leaves him wide open for Earl to come over and just kill him. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because he was like the through line through all three movies.
Yeah. No more.
Back in the room, Joe is struggling to keep Owens quiet while Charlie is working to free the kidnapped people. Earl and Leo seem to run out of ammo at the same time, and Earl walks over with a knife to attack.
See, at this point, if I was either of them, I'd be like, man, we're both doing our jobs. We're gonna, bullets, we're good, right?
Right.
Bye.
We tried. Right.
Yeah, we did our best. We really did our best. We went above and beyond. So good night.
Leo's able to fight without getting stabbed and pulls out a smaller knife, though Earl is able to get Leo to stab himself. So I wrote, "Hey Leo, why are you stabbing yourself?" Leo knocks that knife away and pulls out a T-handled push dagger and stabs Earl in the side and back multiple times. Earl fights back, but Leo keeps stabbing and eventually slashes Earl's face. Leo taunts him to get back up, and when he does, Leo is able to land the dagger in his back, and it stays there. This time, Earl gets up. He can't stand straight, and Leo is able to drive a round kick to his face, and Earl lies on the ground dying. Though I would have got that knife back. That's a badass knife.
I guess he didn't care.
As Charlie frees the man, he starts running. She asks the group to stop him, but he opens the door, which has Harmon on the other side standing with a Moseville shotgun like we saw in the first Purge movie, and the man blows him away. Harmon pumps around, shoots Marcus in the shoulder, sending him flying to the ground. Either he is out of shells or just because he wants to make it more personal, he drops the shotgun and he raises a Desert Eagle to aim at Charlie. Joe steps in the way, firing back with two handguns. He is shot for his trouble, but Harmon is hit many times, and the last shot goes right through his forehead. Mm-hmm. Charlie and Laney go to check on Joe, who fell on the floor, and Laney wants to take him for help, but Joe says there's nowhere to take him because he knows he's already dying. But he says
Joe.
He says that they're all safe, which was important. And Leo walks in as Charlie agrees to take care of Laney. And Joe tells Leo he's got this, and Leo agrees. Joe starts to tell Margo something, but then he dies holding his hand. We cut to May 26th, which
you know what I missed in this movie? The end of the Purge. In both the first and second movie, you have
do the sirens.
Scene where they're like in a shootout or whatever, and then the Purge sirens go off, and they're like, "All right, bye."
Yeah.
Purge over.
And we still don't know if anybody's ever been prosecuted for killing someone at 702.
Yeah. I'm going to do a TV series, and it's just a legal procedural.
I haven't
prosecute.
I haven't seen the TV show, so maybe it's covered.
That's it. Purge related lawsuits.
Law and Order: The Purge.
Yeah. Not the actual Purge, just a few minutes after the Purge, where it's questionable about what time you did those crimes. Dun dun.
So it's May 26th, and it's voting day, which in this reality does not happen in November. It happens in May.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was weird.
Why? I was like, why?
We see Charlie voting, I assume for herself. Leo's still guarding her.
That would have been funny if not.
I gotta fair and square. I can't even vote for myself. And Leo's
Leo's like, you know what? I had a lot of fun these couple purges, so I'm gonna actually vote for the other guy.
We see Charlie voting, Leo's guarding her, and we get news reports that tell us that she won states, including Florida. But if you calculate all the states she's already won, she won way before she won Florida. Yeah, according to that map.
But whatever.
Yeah, it's because Texas voted for her. That's crazy.
What I was shocked at, I mean California, New York, all those, but then Texas, I was like, wow, this really is a fantasy.
The news states that Charlie's first action as president.
We can say that because we're Texans.
Right, I got that.
We know how.
We're Austin, Texas, right there.
You know how Texas goes. Every year it's like, maybe Texas will turn blue. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to hold my...
And Lainey comes in to ask for any updates while Marcus is painting the deli. Marcus says that it's a landslide. Lainey says she'll be back tomorrow to start helping them paint the ceiling, and she takes a moment to stare at a picture of Joe. The news says that NFA members are rioting, burning cars, breaking windows, looting, and even attacking police officers as the news fades out. And we get I'm Afraid of Americans by David Bowie.
Yep. The end. Purge over.
We have a few deleted scenes. The security prep in the house, they're outside of her house, and they're talking about how the neighborhood is really bad to defend because there's all these places where people can hide, rooftops, alleyways. It's a very bad place to have her. The chief agrees, but says, well, let's see the inside, because he's not trying to defend her anyway. Later, we see the senator shows up 12 minutes before the purge starts.
You know what I always say? People wait to the last minute for the purge.
And it's because she had to stop to eat at Five Guys. Like they name drop Five Guys.
Oh, and that's why she's about to be killed by the purge.
Yeah. I had to stop for Five Guys. And then Leo looks at the guy, Eric, and he's like, not a word. And he's like, hey, they have good fries. And he goes, I will shove my foot in your ass. That's what he tells him. Oh, like, oh my gosh. So it's more people thinking that the purge is no big deal. We have more of the purge montage where they're going around where they saw that guillotine and the woman that had shot her husband. But this time they see about 8 people run out of a building, all with automatic rifles, excited to purge. And then they see a guy who looks like he's killed somebody, but he's also stabbed in the stomach, saying how much he loves the purge, even though it looks like he's going to die. We have more of Joe and Marcus on the roof, and they exchange different sex techniques that they use to romanticize women, which makes sense why it was cut. You're right, exactly. And then more of them on the roof in a scene called Partners, where Marcus has to wake Joe up when he sees the senator, and Joe says he's not going to go help anybody. And he says Marcus could do anything he wanted, even squeeze one off if he wanted to. And I couldn't tell if he meant the trigger or pleasure himself, but because the line delivery was weird. And I don't know, that's just so weird. We get the triage van scene where she's meeting everybody, introducing themselves. It just seems like it was edited better in the final movie. The scene goes on maybe a whole extra minute, and it's a bunch of dead time between the conversation. There might be one extra line, but I can understand why they cut it shorter. We get a scene where Earl and his mercenaries have killed the people of a different triage van, only to be disappointed that they got the wrong one. And then there's a couple other special features inside the purge, where the director talks about how he always knew that if he made the third one, it would be about ending the purge. And he wanted to make sure that the stakes were much higher. And he also believed that if the purge went on that long, that people would really buy into it as a religion. Then we get the special feature called Inside Look Leo, where we find out that the actor, Frank Grillo, did all his own stunts because he has a history in boxing and MMA fighting. So he was happy to do all his own stunts. Yeah. So favorite part?
I like the montages when you see all the psychos.
Yeah.
That's fun. Although I believe that's stupid. It's stupid, but I love it anyway.
I guess I like when Marcus gets to shoot the current leader right through the head. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, the other thing I liked Joe, Marcos, and Lainey together.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. Least favorite part?
I think the rich people purge part was kind of a letdown. Like the last movie was like the most fun part.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, rich people doing these off the wall crazy like quote purging. This one is just like whatever. They're just stabbing people on a stage.
For me, it's I guess some of the language use.
Oh, right? Yes, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I like said this at the beginning, like the hard cursing and like gratuitous language and graphic language. I'm like, what? It's not bringing anything to the movie, you know? Right. I didn't like that.
Well, we said a lot. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, this was the worst of the bunch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
so
thought it went
far. I've only
downhill.
seen the first 3. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
there was parts in the last one that I thought were really fun. This one I was just like, eh. And I
yeah,
felt like it followed the same kind of plot in a way. Like you start off with these people having their different little dilemmas, and then they meet up, and then they have to like escape to somewhere at the
right.
end. So it kind of was samesies.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like it didn't add a lot to the lore.
Yeah.
Like with the first movie, the second movie were definitely different movies.
Yeah.
This one went as far as just cast the same main guy.
Yeah.
And tell almost the same kind of story.
And he was doing the same. Yeah, he's doing the same thing.
Right.
Right.
And so, yeah, it didn't seem like it brought a lot. The next one in the series is a prequel, so it kind of lets you know how it starts, but it doesn't give us a lot of new information. It just drives home the thing that the rich are trying to get richer by eliminating the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the fifth one, it takes place in the future where NFFA have won again, apparently. After 8 years of Charlie being president, they vote back in.
Charlie's been president for 8 years. Oh, 2 back-to-back terms.
Two back to back, right? Yeah. And then so they are able to get it back in power and have a purge go on. But this time, because people are pissed that the purge was taken away from them for so long, when the purge bells ring at the end, it's really early in the movie and they don't stop purging. And it's called the Forever Purge. And even the government can't handle the people that are trying to still purge after it's done.
So this is my thing with these movies too. They like is the concept that the purge is fake, made up, so that rich people can just kill poor people, or do we really want to? Everybody really just wants to kill people. Like, come on, movie, get your story straight. Which one is it?
Right, exactly.
You know, there would be no way the majority of the country would be, yay, we love killing, we love murder. No way. But
and
whatever.
So Frank Grillo is not in either the first purge or the Forever Purge, although there have been recent articles where they've done interviews. Both the director DeMonico and Frank Grillo have both agreed that they would like to bring Leo Barnes back in a 6th movie, but no plot details have been released about what that movie.
I guess that movie's going to be 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah, it could be the very next year after that.
Just like the very extremely ageless man.
Yeah, but at least it's taken because this movie 2016. So if it's 8 years later, it works because it's been 9 years in real life.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Right? You know what I mean? So he's really aged, although he looks like he hasn't been any older. You got to go see Boss Level.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just like, okay, I get where this movie's going the whole time. Whereas, yeah, the first one was different than the second one. And also, it really annoyed me that you really don't know what Lainey's backstory is at all. Like, you just get this nickname that she has, and that's the end. And then she drives like a makeshift EMS truck. I'm like, okay. But she really never does anything too badass. And she never, like, you know what I mean?
Except for kills teenagers.
Kills teens.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Yeah. Those teens didn't have developed brains, but that's okay. I'm glad you killed them.
But they were killing people, Margo.
I guess they were. That's true. Anyway.
That's true. All right. Thank you all. This has been Nightmare Echoes. We have episodes every Monday. Please follow us on Instagram at Nightmare Echoes Pod. Leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. And hopefully hear us next time. Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. Stay safe. And also, good night. Blue cheese.